Hey everyone, welcome back to Ask Amy. It's Monday again. So I have a question this Monday from Lori. Lori says, I feel like the egoic, chatter-filled mind is not simply looking to protect me. There seems to be a strong element of the parental introject that manifests as intentional, self-sabotaging resistance. This keeps me feeling split in my intentions, like I have a divided self, crucified by the polarities I deal with. It sometimes feels like I never completely decided that I want to fully heal, and I find that extremely disheartening. When I'm feeling stressed and hearing every word my mind is thinking, plus the subtle impulses of mean and negative thoughts arising, it seems to be the same material as ever. This leads me to feel like I'm not maturing emotionally, but continually going back to the same small-minded, infantile issues when I'm under stress. Can you please point me in a direction to find answers to these concerns? Yes, Lori. So, oh my gosh, I cannot say enough. When you say your mind you're aware of all the thinking and the subtle impulses and the mean and negative thoughts arising, and you say it seems to be the same material as ever, and this leads you to feel like you're not maturing emotionally because you're continually going back to the same stuff. No, no, all you're feeling there is a mind. This has nothing to do with you or your emotional maturity. And when it looks like it does, it's going to be really tough and hard, of course, understandably. But see, this is what a mind does. It repeats the same material. So what you're describing here, when you say it's just the same material over and over again, of course it is. That is a mind doing its job. It just says things on repeat. Now, where that feels like suffering for you is when that's looking really personal. If we're thinking, well, if I were more emotionally mature, either like this wouldn't bother me, or the story would change, or these same things wouldn't come back over and over again. But no, I think that's just an innocent misunderstanding. Thought just shows up the way thought shows up. It has nothing to do with you. That is where the freedom comes from. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with us. It is just thought arising. And of course, absolutely 100% of the time, universally, it repeats itself and it tells old stories and it feels emotional and it doesn't feel protective, like you say. Of course, it doesn't for anyone, Lori. It doesn't feel like it's protecting us. But despite how it feels, we can come to see that that's what it's doing. So it's not like it's supposed to feel like, oh, look at my mind trying to protect me. We can come to see that when we see that that it isn't personal and this is just what it does. But what you say is 100% spot on, and again, universal. It doesn't feel like it's a mind trying to protect me. It feels like resistance. It feels like split intentions. We feel stuck in it. But Lori, this is the good news. Yeah, me too. Everybody too. That's just the nature of a mind. That's just how thought shows up. What we get to see is that it doesn't have to be any other way. It's not going to be any other way. So for sure your mind will come in and say, what's wrong with you? And I guess you don't want to heal and you should be doing this even though you know better. Those are all just the conversations that show up for people. Again, universally, like across the board without exception all the time. What hurts is when we identify with those and we think that's the truth. And that's what I hear you doing, Lori. I hear you in there thinking, oh, I'm in between this divided self and it's a big contradiction and it's resistance and it's self-sabotage and I must not want to heal. But that's only from within the story. When we're in all of this ball of thinking, I know you've seen my teeth a lot of times, when we're in all this and this is divided, this is resistance, this is confusion, this is judgment. You must not want it bad enough. What's wrong with you? This is repetitive. That's just what this is. So there's no problem here, Lori, whatsoever with what's showing up. not even a tiny little bit of a problem with what's showing up, with what your mind is saying, with what it's doing, with how it feels. It doesn't feel protective. It feels like the enemy. Exactly like you said. It feels like this intentional, self-sabotaging, judgmental, bossy. Yes, no problem at all with how that's showing up. What you want to see is that's just how that shows up. It doesn't feel protective, but when we're able to back up and get a bigger view of it, we see that it is in some way. Our brain, it's just a brain. I mean, it's just, it made up this idea of who a Lori is, and then it kind of comes in and it tries to maintain its creation. It tries to make sure that Lori feels a certain way and all, we could talk more about that many other places, but it won't feel protective, but can you be open to the idea that maybe it is protective? It won't feel kind and it won't quit repeating itself. But can you be open to the fact that who cares? That's just it doing what it does, and it's not you. So this is what starts to really open things up for people, and it starts to bring in questions like, okay, if you're saying, Amy, and I'm saying this, I don't ever have to listen to my mind for anything. Now, your mind will tell you, turn right. That's how you get to your appointment. It's 3 o'clock. It's time to do this. Your mind will tell you that stuff and you'll listen. Okay. Wonderful. I'm not saying don't ever listen to anything. I'm saying you don't ever have to. Even when it tells us all kinds of helpful, and I would say our mind is not really telling us those things anyway, but like we don't have to heal ourselves. I don't even know what that means. We don't have to resolve all the stuff that our mind is talking about. We don't have to bring together, unite the divided voices. Oh my gosh, no. It will be a lifelong battle if we're trying to do that because it's not even possible. We just need to see that it's a machine doing what it does. It's working perfectly, doing exactly what it does, and it's not you. So what I was saying before, and I got excited and sidetracked by my own conversation, uh, this is where it comes in that we're lived. We don't have to get in there and resolve all that. We see it for what it is, and in that, we're just lived. Things show up. We do turn right. We do show up at 3 o'clock. Things just occur to us. They just happen before and beyond all of that thinking. So we don't have to fix any problems first to be lived. You've been lived forever. We don't have to resolve anything. We need to see that all of that that's begging for resolution, demanding resolution, no, you just see that for what it is, and you stop trying to fix and resolve all that, and that's when life gets nicer. That's when you say, oh wow, maybe I don't need healing. Maybe I am okay. Maybe there is no problem here. What feels like self-sabotage and resistance is when we're really bought into this story. When we're listening to this and we're following it around and trying to fix it and resolve it, it's gonna feel like a ton of resistance. When we see it for what it is, it's just doing what it's doing. There's nothing to resist because it's not wrong. There's no problem. There's nothing to change because it's not wrong. There is no problem. It is all perfect, Lori, all of it, exactly as it's showing up. It's just perfect over here as this little mechanism, this little process doing what it does, and you aren't it. And forever, you and all of us have been concerning ourselves with it. We've been, oh my gosh, listen to it now. Listen to what it said yesterday. How am I going to fix this? No. We just let it talk. That's why it winds up. That's why I use this thing. It winds up and it does its own thing while I'm over here doing whatever I'm doing. I hope this helps, Lori. I hope, and listen, its stories are so personal in content and so compelling, and they will be all about Lori, that they will want to suck you back in, and that's okay. But that's also just it doing what it does. These stories are all about me, and that's okay. You just get used to seeing, okay, there's nothing I need in that. That is not what's guiding me through life. There's nothing that needs resolution there. It's seeing bigger, seeing around it. That's life-changing, so helpful. That's what you've been looking for. So thank you for sending your question. Thanks everyone for listening. Send them to askamy@thelittleschoolofbigchange.com. send questions about anything and everything. I love speaking to them, and I'll see you back here next Monday.